What's up, guys? Welcome back to this Monday edition of the Sports Sermon. I'm Jason Gandhi. Alongside me today, we've got Zach Munson, Dylan Stagge, and Dan Magers here to talk about all of the latest news in free agency. We had a podcast Saturday night right before free agency came out with all of our predictions. A lot were right, a lot were wrong, up and down. But let's get into the biggest signing. Yesterday, July 1st, LeBron did not wait. He signed a huge deal with the Lakers, ending the narrative that the Lakers won't get anybody in free agency and putting them back in championship conversation. Today, we're really just going to talk about that, talk about some Paul George, talk about the Pacers, Mavericks, all these different things, really just break down what's gone on in free agency, and then if anybody has just interesting points or whatever. So, I'll open the floor to all of you guys first. Let's just start with your initial thoughts about LeBron signing with LA.
So, I think everyone knew he was eventually going to go to LA. And I think it was the right choice because Cleveland, obviously, you're going to do nothing with Cleveland. They have, you're not going to go anywhere. Boston, I couldn't really see that happening because I just feel like he wouldn't go to Boston. Like, that wasn't a team where he was going to go to. So I was really between Philly and LA, and Philly really has no shooting in the backcourt, and you can't really win a championship without a lot of shooting in your backcourt. And so Lakers, I was like taken aback when PG did not sign with the Lakers because I was thinking, wow, PG is not going to go to the Lakers. Now LeBron might not go because, he wants to win a championship. But I guess he told Magic Johnson that he does not need a second or third superstar to go with him, which shows a lot about LeBron James, him as a person, because he easily could have waited till July 4, late in July, and not even sign. But he did it right away, didn't need another superstar, and I think his haters can't really say much about him right now because what they could have said was, oh, he only went to the Lakers after they got Kawhi and, PG. He just joined a super team. No, he went there first, so he said, I'm going to trust Magic and all them, so I think it says a lot about him as a person.
Well, I think this is bigger than basketball for LeBron.
Yeah.
Way bigger than basketball. He's not title chasing at this point. If he was title chasing, he would have gone to Philly or Boston, stayed in the easy East, joined one of those superpowers, and
it's a lifestyle choice, I think.
In a year, yeah. But he's familiar with LA. He already lives there, and is investing more of his time and his money into Hollywood, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, you're a lot closer to that out in LA, and it's a bigger market. I mean, how many jerseys have already been sold of LeBron James?
600% more than when LeBron went back to Cleveland.
Are you serious?
600% more, yeah. Ravel tweeted that out today.
But it's just crazy. I mean, this is just way bigger than basketball for LeBron. Obviously, he wants to stay there for a while, too. This might be the last move of his career as he signed for 3 years plus a player option at the end of that.
I think the one thing you got to remember here is that he was taken into consideration as his family. And the two places would have been Cleveland and LA, in my opinion, because he said his wife wanted to go to LA. She was perfectly fine with that. I think his kids would love that. And then, yeah, I just think it was perfect. But the only other place I could have seen was the Rockets. You didn't mention them.
Yeah.
I think that would have been huge. But I also think they will get Kawhi. They will get somebody else, and they need somebody else. I still think they are title contenders right now with this roster. They will compete for a title, but I don't think they will win it. With Kawhi or somebody else, they will. I think that'll put them over the top.
I'm not sure if they're going to get Kawhi right now. I was talking with Jason last night. I think they might just wait until free agency next year because Stephen A. Smith was saying that Kawhi still desperately wants to go to LA, and he's willing to even possibly sit out.
It's over for the Spurs. If Kawhi will come out and say, no matter what, he's come back to the Lakers, the Spurs will be done in regards to trade any leverage they'll have. Until that happens, I think there's still a chance because the Lakers we did similar things with Paul George last year. Paul George was, quote, hell-bent on coming to the Lakers. We waited. He's not here anymore. So I think there is an argument to trade for Kawhi. I've made it very clear I don't think we should. Dan, to go back to your point about how you think we're championship contenders, I'm going to refer to them as we. I'm a Laker fan. They're going to be we. So if you get confused, that's what I'm talking about. You refer to us as championship contenders. I don't think that's true with the roster we have right now. You just look at how the team is broken down because I mean, I think everyone agrees that you cannot have JaVale McGee as your starting center on a championship team unless you got 4 other All-Stars.
Right.
And Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball are not that. I told Zach this last night. I think that even then I think I was too optimistic. I said I think we're about even with the Rockets. We'll lose to the Warriors. I think we might be just below the Rockets now, just processing it all at this exact moment. Now, if we sign Brook Lopez back, I know it sounds like who cares, but like that's a good addition. Assuming we get Julius Randle back, that's
huge.
That's huge. If you get DeMarcus Cousins on a vet min deal, that's huge. Like there's lots of different pieces where it's like if you get these guys, then maybe. But I think with the roster you have now, you assume roughly Lonzo, KCP, BI, Bron, Randall is your 5, or Bron, McGee is your 5. For me, it's not a championship
You
contender.
say Cousins on a vet min deal?
Yeah,
There's talk that he might come under lower because there's a lot of guys. I mean, Tyreek Evans, who had a fantastic
just a ring
year.
chase?
Yeah,
DeMarcus
to team up with LeBron. I mean, because they could to bet on the market, see if he can come back for healthy. Or
I don't know
try and show
about
he's
a
healthy.
minimum deal though. That
For
is
DeMarcus Cousins.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Going back to what we were talking about, the way I look at it is that Cleveland this past year, they were a title contender in my opinion. Whenever LeBron goes on any team,
But he was on the East,
I understand that.
which is a conversation I was going to have. Is about do you think it has to be 1 through 16 now? I personally do. The 1 through 16 format, top 16 record.
None of the LeBrons in the West.
Look at this: the Warriors, the Rockets, or LeBron has to be out in the second round. That's the Warriors, Rockets, or LeBron have to be out by the second round or after the second round.
One of
Yeah,
those 3.
And it's
right.
just like that sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so for that, like, I want to see 1 through 16. Yeah, I get that you're worried about what the Warriors and Wizards playing round 1. If that happens, you figure it out. I don't know. I mean, I know that sounds stupid because like you're not going to go with that figure it out mentality when you're dealing with the NBA, but like 1 through 16 format makes so much sense, especially with the league we have today. The best player in the East is debatably Giannis or Joel Embiid. After that, Kyrie, and then after that, who?
I think Kyrie's better than Joel Embiid.
Whatever. Those 3 are probably in a tier 1, and then who?
Right.
Ben Simmons. But yeah, he's rookie of the year, but like,
I mean, he will be.
I'm just saying, like,
DeMar
it's just brutal.
But
Yeah,
DeMar
it's a
DeRozan,
brutal East, and you look at the West. I mean, all of the active MVPs in the league are in the West. Like, it's all just like all these little
it's
things
crazy.
where it's just like it's so top heavy. And with LeBron coming, I feel like that tips the scale in the final weight to be like,
Yeah.
all right, do it.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for me as a Clippers fan because we might finish like 10th or 11th in the West this year. But if we were in the East, like, be competing maybe for like a 5 or 6 seed. It's just crazy.
Well, would you think they would still take the top 8 from each conference, or would they go 1 through 16, the whole thing? And
I
then
think you have to
seed
do
them?
top 8 of each conference
Okay,
because if you do 1 through 16 all records, you have to get rid of all the conferences. But then
Right.
I think it would have to be. That's a good point. I think it would have to be 1 through 8, 1 through 8. Then you put them together, and it's ranked by record. Because you couldn't do 12 teams from the West. It obviously wouldn't happen. 12 teams from the West, 4 teams from the East.
Yeah.
Now, like I mean,
Why not?
that's because then they have to have equal schedules. Then if there's already a travel issue, that means
Yeah.
Portland has to play DC the same amount of times as the Warriors have to play Portland.
And you got to have some kind of conference thing. And
Yeah, you have to have
sports,
conference.
like,
There's no way it can
this
be
is
straight.
already like there's no
Game
divisions.
changing.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
there are divisions.
Well, there's divisions, but it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Like there would probably still be conferences, but it
I
doesn't
know what you're
matter.
saying, but I was like, wait, there are
Yeah.
divisions. Yeah.
I think this is possible though if you spread out the games more and just make it like a longer season. Like go into July. It's not like you're competing with any other sports
That won't
at
happen
this time
year.
of year.
I like
I'm
that
not
idea.
saying it's going to
Seasons
happen
are
this
long
year. I'm
enough.
saying that
For real.
Dude, the NBA season's a long time.
It's
I
long.
love it. I could take it all. I could take it 12
Or just
months. It
go
is 12
from-
months a year. Let's not joke. It is 12 months a year. There's stuff happening 12
I
months.
understand that, but okay, when do they start? They start in October.
Last year. They started October 17th.
Okay, why not start just a little bit later?
They usually
And then
start.
go
They
until,
usually start
like-
like right on Halloween, like the 28th,
Yeah.
30th.
yeah, they did
then-
this to help with the teams
It was
traveling
for travel.
and everything.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with Dylan. There's no way that happens this next year because they're already so worried about travel. Where like that would have to be like 5 years down the road.
I mean, nothing's happening this next year. Can we agree on that?
There's talk 1 through 16 might change this year.
I
I
think
doubt
so.
it'll
No.
happen.
I
There's-
think it could happen because there's an owners meeting happening in like mid-July or late July, something like that.
That'd be nice.
Where that would be so nice for this year. Like if they can get that done. Because I don't know who's against it. Like majority of the teams, because
The players, you have to go through the Players Association and
The
everything.
West players would
the
love it.
players are definitely not against it.
Yes, they are for travel and everything.
They that's what I'm saying. You have to get a good travel plan. That's the one. That's what Adam Silver keeps saying is the one hiccup. If they can figure that out, I don't see an issue with it unless you're the bottom of the West or the bottom of the East, where it's like we want to have a chance to make the playoffs. Like, yeah, they're probably the only teams. Like the Hornets are probably like we'd like it to stay in the East because we might be able to contend for a playoff spot. Where in the West we're done. I don't know. I don't think we ever see conferences taken out.
No, but they can still contend for a playoff spot. It's still the 1 through 8 of each conference, though.
What?
It's still 1 through 8 for each conference, so the Hornets would still be able to contend.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying with Dylan's point of taking out conferences, you all just play in top 16 get in. That's what I'm saying. I don't see that ever happening. I don't know. I think that's an interesting conversation. Let's go back to LeBron, though, with what's next for LA. I was going to ask you guys this question also. Do you think LeBron has to have another star in LA?
To win the championship?
No, just in general. Does he need another star? Like, is he gonna start the season without another star? Is he gonna finish the season without another star?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
I'm kind of with Zach. What do you mean? Does he need another star?
Like, is LeBron saying I need another star on this team before the end of the season?
No.
No.
He's not saying that.
No, but
he would like one, but he doesn't need one.
Obviously, but you don't think it's an imperative?
Yeah, to win a championship. Yeah, your question.
Okay, do you think he's trying to win a championship this year?
Yeah.
Well, you trying to win every year.
So he does need a star then.
That's not what you asked, though.
Yes, it is.
I think he's thinking more big picture. I think he trusts in Magic to build a solid team and get Kawhi in free agency next year. Like, obviously, even if he does get Kawhi this year, he's probably still not going to beat the Warriors. And then you give up a guy like Lonzo or Brandon Ingram to the Spurs if they did trade for Kawhi. And those guys would be good in these next few years. And if they get Kawhi in free agency next year, I mean, that just makes more sense for the Lakers at this point.
Do you think that if they get Kawhi, they're not going to beat the Warriors?
I don't think so.
I definitely think the Lakers beat them.
With
Kawhi and LeBron.
I think it'd be a very good series.
I mean, they're winning it all, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Lakers with LeBron. If you can keep... Because by now, if you're trading for Kawhi, you're not giving up a huge deal. Most you give up is Ingram and some picks. So you've got LeBron, Kuzma, Kawhi, Lonzo, Josh Hart, Lance Stevenson,
Randall,
Julius Randle,
Randall's really good.
JaVale McGee. I mean, that is a team that's
winning.
I agree. LeBron and Kawhi Leonard are so. Yeah, I think that puts them over. I don't think LeBron and PG does.
Who's around Durant and Curry? Because those two, Durant, in my opinion, second best player in the league. Curry, third or fourth. You look at LeBron and Kawhi.
I take Kawhi over Curry. I say LeBron's
so those are the
better.
top four players in the league.
Exactly, but I'm saying one and 3 beats 2 and 4.
Yeah.
I
but
think
the Warriors have better around. I'm not saying
too.
The Warriors would definitely win. I'm saying it would be a very good series.
Well, yeah,
okay,
no one's denying that.
No, yeah, I think it would be a good series. I'm
not sure who would win. You guys are saying definitely.
It would go 7 games.
I go 7 games, and who's counting out LeBron 7 games?
Yeah, I'm cutting it.
Lakers win. That's you're right. You know that's right, Dan. You're not betting against LeBron in Game 7. You're just not. And if it goes 7, it's over. Every series with LeBron is a 6-game series.
Posing a question right here.
Yeah, let's go.
How many titles does LeBron win in LA?
Is he only staying for 4 years?
How many titles does he win in these 4 years?
2.
That's what I say. I say 2.
Really? Well,
I think 2 because I think this year, this is how I feel. I think this year, this is the goal, is to see what I've got. This is LeBron's year to obviously play, but like be a player GM where you're like, okay, let's see what I've got. Yeah. Can I roll with Lonzo? Can I roll with BI? Can I roll with Julius? Then at the end of the season, you obviously it's like sounding a lot more like trivial than it is. Like you make a list of okay, who do I want on my team? Who am I getting rid of? So then say Lonzo doesn't fit, Kuz does, BI's gone, and Randall's out. You say use these guys, trade. Let's go all in this year. Because I think this year, that's why I asked the question about championships. I don't think this year LeBron is going for obviously you're going for a championship, but I think it's not realistic to think the Lakers are championship contenders.
I totally see your point.
I think this
year...
They're
definitely contenders.
Yes,
I don't think they are. With the Warriors in the league, I don't see them as contenders.
Okay, but they're contenders.
I just don't. I think they are the third best team in the West.
With LeBron and team, they're a contender.
Did you call the Cavs a contender last year?
No.
Okay.
I said it was I don't see a team that can beat the Warriors. I still do not.
But
Kawhi makes it different.
They have a
chance.
But
there are contenders. In this NBA, there's not contenders.
So you're just saying there's one contender.
There's one contender.
Yes.
What did we say at the beginning of the year? The Warriors win the championship. We all knew this. There's not contenders if we know who wins the championship. Dylan, you're with me, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. Unless like the Celtics make some crazy
The Celtics are the one team I
keep
an eye on. They are the one team I'm
There's
like, if
1.5 contenders.
But I'm worried about Kyrie being like, give me the ball. Because Hayward and Tatum are going to get some spotlight. And Kyrie already didn't like LeBron. Now you've got 2, plus Jaylen Brown, all that.
There's 1.5 contenders.
Maybe I'd say 2. Half Celtics, half Rockets.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say
but
two contenders.
So the three contenders.
I'm not buying the
Rockets
Rockets.
were right there. You got to
I'm
make them.
not buying the Rockets until they replace Trevor Ariza.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think both teams have like one more hole to fill.
Okay, so this past year, would you have called the Rockets a contender?
No, I did not call anyone
But
contenders.
They
I
were
have the
so
Warriors.
close to beating the Warriors.
You're asking me at the beginning of the season, aren't you?
No.
At the beginning of the season, I said it was the Warriors to lose, and there's no one's going to beat them. Dylan knows that.
Okay, going
We
into
all
the
know that.
playoffs,
I still said the Warriors are the best team. The
going
Cavs
into
or Celtics will come
Game
out.
7,
No, I said Cavs or Sixers. What?
going into Game 7 of the Western Conference
Yes,
Finals.
listen to the podcast. I was never
I
worried the
underst-
Warriors are going to lose.
Oh my gosh.
The Warriors are the best team I have seen with my own two eyes.
No, I realize.
Factually, there might be facts that back up why the Rockets are contenders, why the Lakers, why. In my eyes, there is no team that competes with the Golden State Warriors.
We just have
That's fact.
we have different definitions of contenders.
Maybe.
Let's
Go back to Dylan. How many rings do you think LeBron wins?
I think he gets one. Again, like, you can't underrate the Celtics, especially in a couple years, and it doesn't seem like the Lakers are getting Kawhi right now, so I don't think you can even give them a chance this year yet. I think also it depends on what the Warriors do
Like Kevin Durant.
next offseason with Durant and Clay.
Yeah.
If they can bring both of those guys back, then the Warriors might be around and win a couple more championships. If they can't get them both back, then things start to fall in LeBron's favor.
So Durant signed a 2-year deal with a play option for the first year, right?
Mm-hmm. So he's a
Yeah.
free agent next year as well.
So
So you look at the free agent class, you got Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard off the top of my head, top 5. All those guys
Klay
besides
Thompson.
Kyrie are all options to go play with LeBron.
But what are the, is it safe to say that the Warriors' top 4 are going to stay intact?
No.
What are the, is it more likely that they will or they will not?
I personally think, we talked about this a little bit Saturday night, Dan and I think agreed on this if I remember correctly. I think there's a higher chance of Durant leaving than Klay Thompson.
Okay,
I think
but
Klay is like a done
is there
deal to
more
come
of a
back.
chance that the
I don't
top
agree.
4 stay intact or that they leave?
I mean, obviously, the odds will say they'll stay together because they've stayed together the last few years. But, like, who knows? Like, if you're asking, like, actual statistically, I bet they say statistically it's 6 together. But, like, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson are the 2 wild cards. If Durant wins one more and one more Finals MVP, he's got 3 Finals MVPs. That's just like what LeBron's got. So now he's like, okay, I'm good. Let's go see if I can do it by myself.
But I mean, you've said before he doesn't really care about.
I'm saying
all that.
maybe. I agree. I don't know.
So you
I'd
said higher
stay with
chance-
it. Why fix it if it ain't broken? I'd win 15 championships.
you said
for the
higher
Warriors.
chance KD leaves than Clay.
Yes, I think so.
I'm gonna say LeBron. It's either 1 or 2 is my answer. I'm gonna say that I bet they're gonna get Kawhi next year.
I have no doubt he gets one, personally.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Because the Lakers there's no Laker hater can say the Lakers do not get free agents anymore. You got the best player in the league off free agency, and now you've got LA, which sells itself with the best player in the league. People are coming to LA. Some star is coming next year. I'd put my money on.
So
a star is coming with LeBron to LA.
I'm gonna assuming Kawhi Leonard goes to the Lakers by next offseason. I'm gonna say that they win 2 rings.
What if it's not him? What if it's Durant? Or what if it's
If it's Durant, yeah.
I just feel
If
what
it's
if
like a top
Jimmy Butler? What if it's
Jimmy Butler,
Klay Thompson.
I'll say Klay Thompson. They're not gonna win.
I'm just saying, like, those guys. There's obviously Kyrie's another guy, but he's not coming with LeBron. So, like, those type of players.
Well, Kawhi is a different player than like Klay Thompson.
Right. So what
So
do
like
you say?
Kawhi, if he gets Kawhi, he's winning 2.
With another star, how many is he winning?
But what kind of star?
Just,
Oh my God.
just
No,
summarize it to that, Zach. With one more star with LeBron, how many is he winning in 4 years? 3 years, because this
it
year's
really
gone.
depends.
Oh
All right.
God.
All right, I have another question for
I'll
you
say
guys.
2.
I have one more question personally about LeBron, then we can move on. I don't know if you guys have more that you've been thinking of.
I have one.
But
I don't know what this
Okay,
one is. but-
here is my question for you guys. In regards to LeBron and his, quote, legacy. Okay. If he does not win a ring in LA, do you look upon him differently? Zach's going to say no probably because you're like,
I don't.
but does the public, don't take the LA fans, because LA fans, if they don't win a championship, they're going to hate him. We'll just take them out. The public in general, do you have a different point of view on LeBron if he cannot get a title in LA in 4 years?
No, because I already look at him as one of the greatest of all time. And talking about Jordan, him and Jordan are the best of all time. And I think if he doesn't do anything the rest of his career, that's the way it'll stay. And if he doesn't want to ring in LA,
But the
that's
fact
what
that
I'm
he
saying.
left somewhere, because I think it's coward, maybe not, I just could be wrong, but I know there's some analysts that's very like, LeBron's already lost the chance to win a bunch with one team, so go different places and try to win one in every city you play with. If he can't get the job done in the biggest city and the best franchise in the NBA, is there a different view on him?
They're going against the Warriors. It's they don't have any other they have the best team of all time playing right now.
Jordan won one with only one franchise. He won 6 with one franchise. He won
That's what I'm saying.
a title
He
with
can't
one
do that
franchise. LeBron already won with 2 franchises. I think it's huge if he wins another one with a 3rd franchise. Nobody's ever done that.
So, Dylan, you've been quiet. What do you think?
I mean, if he doesn't, I say that he needs another title to be the GOAT, if we're talking about that. If he doesn't get that, then I think he's the second best player of all time.
But you're not going to look down on him.
I guess I don't even mean
definitely.
player legacy. I mean just in general of how you view LeBron.
But he
because everyone's gonna I feel like it's very shallow to say Jordan and LeBron debate. But I mean just in general. Let's not even talk about Jordan and LeBron. I think this is how I've always felt. If you watch Jordan, as a kid or as a guy that watched the NBA, you're gonna say he's the best. If you watch LeBron, you're gonna think he's LeBron. And then there's other kids throughout. Me, for it's Kobe, or for other people it might be Dwayne Wade. There's all these guys. Those are your guys. I feel like that's such an opinion. I mean, in general, the casual fan that is just knows basketball and you look at it. Do you look at LeBron differently? If he goes to LA, cannot get the job done. He won in Miami, won in Cleveland. Why not LA? That's my part.
I think a little bit because I have a point for both sides, actually.
I'm curious.
I mean, he will, like you mentioned, it is the greatest franchise in the NBA, and he's going out there to try and do it with them. And obviously, the goal for the Lakers is to win a championship. They have a young core that they've been building for 5 years, and they just brought in the greatest player in the world. And it would definitely be a disappointment. However, LeBron has made this move not about basketball. Like I mentioned earlier, it's more than that for him. It's more about his family and about his post-career plans and everything like that because just of the city and landscape of LA and everything. So I think a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, Dylan, to go back to that point, I agree with the first half. The second half that you mentioned about it's bigger than basketball, that I feel like is very interesting because I think of it as he did it for bigger than basketball, but for me, it's about basketball. I don't care why he went there. For me, it's the fact of the matter is he came to LA. You should deliver. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's why I say it would be disappointing. Yeah. But it won't
It's not gonna say he's the third best now.
It won't diminish his legacy.
So you have him at the second best right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I had a thought about this. I was just thinking about. Okay. So I like all of that, but just one final thought on LeBron. He signed a 4-year deal, technically 3-year with a player option. If I'm not mistaken, Bronny's in 8th grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be a freshman this next year.
Exactly. Okay. So he will be in the league the year he's available.
Yep.
Did he sign this deal? 2 questions. 2-part. Did he sign this deal to play with Bronny?
Yeah.
And is he leaving where? So I guess half of that is: does he leave no matter what where Bronny gets drafted, or does he make sure the Lakers get Bronny?
Well, it's just so far in advance.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Because the Lakers, if everything goes as LeBron plans, are not going to be a top 10 pick. They're going to be 30th, 28th, 29th. They're not going to have a chance at Bronny if he's that good.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that for that to happen, he had to stay all 4 years, and Bronny would have to skip college, right?
He'd go for college for a year, wouldn't he? Or no, he'd skip college.
Skip
so I think,
but the one and done rule could be
exactly,
done.
Exactly.
So I think if Bronny gets drafted by the Atlanta Hawks, LeBron's winning the Hawks. I think he's playing with the Sun no matter what.
So you're saying wherever Bronny
goes,
he's
what?
going. I know.
I think he's playing with the Sun.
So no matter what, do you think that's why I signed this deal?
Yeah, I think if Bronny gets drafted by the Pacers, he's going to the Pacers. If he gets drafted to the
Celtics.
He's going to the Celtics.
Really? His
yes.
biggest rival of his career?
I think he's going wherever his Sun's playing. That's what I think. I think he's playing with the Sun.
Dylan?
I mean, it depends where Bronny's draft stock is.
Who knows? He's a freshman.
I don't think LeBron.
He's the best player in his class right now.
Is he actually?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he was that good.
He watched him.
He's the best in his class.
I've never seen him play.
Oh yeah.
I knew he was good, but not
No, but on the rankings.
Yeah.
Show me.
I don't think they have 8th grade rankings.
They have 8th grade rankings out there.
What class is that? Someone give me the class while Dylan talks.
No, obviously everyone knows he's really good. But
I mean, there's not like
What
good.
class is that?
I have no idea.
20. What are we? We're 22.
He's in
It'll
your
be
freshman?
22, I think. Maybe
Okay.
23.
Yeah,
Dylan, finish your point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it depends where he wants to be drafted and how much influence LeBron has on the front office for the Lakers, because obviously he's going to want the Lakers to trade and try and draft Bronny, but I mean, we don't know his intentions at this point.
I don't think the Lakers will end up getting him. I don't think Bronny and LeBron will play with each other on the Lakers. I think there's a good chance LeBron will play with his son at some point. But
So you think that if Bronny gets drafted to,
any team,
the Hawks, he would
any
join the
team,
Hawks?
no. I would
You
not
don't think
say
so?
any team.
We were wrong. It's 2023, and he is the second best player in his class.
Behind who's number 1?
And now this one says 18th. Hold up.
No.
National player rankings. Give me a sec, Dan. Calm down. Yeah, it says him at 18 right now. LeBron James Jr.
That's not bad.
Okay, what
No, it's
rankings
not.
is it? What rankings is it?
I don't know. Some more coast to coast preps. You
Okay.
know it.
Who's number 1 in the nation?
Elijah Fisher from Canada.
Congratulations, Elijah Fisher.
Yeah. I don't know who that guy is.
No, but like, I don't know. Once
Either
the-
way, he's good. Let's just say he's good.
Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
draft stock's going to be a first round. We all agree that,
He's guaranteed first round.
whatever. Do we all agree LeBron's going wherever Bronny goes?
Yes, I think so.
That's
And-
why he made this deal. One last. So,
Well,
so
again,
he
we
will
don't-
enter free agency again.
Okay, are you saying if you have to go to college a year, is he going to sign a 1-year deal?
I'm asking you this question. I don't know what to think.
I think if Bronny, I think
I
if,
personally have no
I think
idea.
if Bronny
I
has,
hate these things, but I heard on ESPN, it's like I'll ask you guys.
I think if Bronny, like they don't do it with the one done rule, and he has to college 1 year, I think we'll sign a 1-year deal.
Okay,
Like
so-
with Cleveland. No, he would never go back. That'd be horrible. Signs a 1-year deal with Cleveland,
might.
leaves again.
Oh,
Bronny
he
gets
leaves.
in the
Okay,
league.
yeah, never mind.
That'd be so
No, it's like the
funny.
end of his career.
No, I know. He's not like a one
Dude,
day.
him and Bronny at Cleveland teaming up, winning a championship. Okay, if he wins a championship with his son, he's great. He's undeniably.
If he
great
plays with his son, that's sicker.
No, but if he was a championship with his son,
I think it's cool if he plays with
he's
his son.
undeniably the GOAT.
Anyway, do we have any last thoughts?
In Cleveland.
We'll let you guys talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on LeBron? All
I
right.
mean, it's crazy.
Let's go into some PG talk. I think it's one of the most questionable moves. Maybe that's Laker bias. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on why it happened. I heard one today on the radio that I think is pretty interesting. I want to hear your guys' thoughts first. Why did PG do it, and do you like it?
Well, my biggest question is the contract. 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
No,
He
it's
could've
2. He can opt out after 2.
Is it okay? But still,
Wait. Really?
I thought it was
Yes.
3.
No, he can opt out after 2.
I thought it was 3 and 1.
I thought it was 3 and 1.
That's what came out at first, but then now they say he can opt
Okay,
out
that
after
does
2.
So
make
he
a
has
lot more
player
sense.
options for 2 years in a row.
That does
No,
make a lot
I
more
think-
sense. But he's still
Wait, is it
missing out on a lot
years
of money.
3 and 4, or is it a
I'm
2-year
not sure.
player?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll keep looking to see, just to read about it. But yeah, keep talking about it.
Yeah, I'm confused on the money part because he could have gotten money anywhere else if he would have stayed with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if he would have stayed with the Pacers a year and then
He
got
could have had
signed, he could've got-
$220 million.
exactly
219, yeah.
So that's my biggest question. They just got Nerlens Noel today. If you saw that, so
Basically going to win the championship now.
yeah, obviously, but they obviously need more pieces to be a title contender. I wouldn't call them a title contender right now. So
The Thunder? Obviously not. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say obviously.
yeah, I was about to say, whoa.
Yeah, Dylan, thoughts?
I mean, I still like the Thunder besides Melo. I mean, Melo's just the big problem there. That's what I've said for a while now. If they can figure out a way to get rid of him,
For nothing, you think just without Melo they're better?
yeah, I mean, that still doesn't put them in the championship conversation, but I mean, him and Russ can still, I think, build something once Melo's contract is up, and they can try to find some other players, but they're just in a big tax mess right now in OKC.
Zach?
Yeah, I just think it's really stupid. 4 years. I'm confused. He was quote unquote hell bent on LA, and then now he's not even going to LA. It's and then I'm definitely think he got peer pressured by Russ to stay.
I mean, with this
He's-
big of a decision, that's kind
No,
of
but I think through the party, I'm just confused why he decided to stay for 4 years. You're not going to win a championship. You're not going to get out of the second round.
and you lost money.
Yeah, and you lost money. I'm just just I don't understand what PG's thinking, but whatever. I don't really care. So, have fun, Oklahoma City.
So, yeah, I tried to figure out why. Because for me, I was like, this dude's an idiot. Why?
Yeah.
So the two things that came up to me, and then I heard this one on the radio. I'll say that one last. First one is just maybe he doesn't want to play with LeBron. He had a chance in Cleveland when they were, like, talking about trading for him. I mean, obviously, he can't control where he gets traded, but, like, he can to a certain extent about, like, maybe he just doesn't want to be the second fiddle to LeBron. I think that's
so he wants
one.
to be the second fiddle to Russell Westbrook.
I'm getting there. Second thought process I thought was maybe he's like Kevin Durant, but like he felt like Kevin Durant where it's like everyone's hating on him for leaving Indy, and so he wants to show that he's loyal type thing where he's trying to like flex his loyalty. Obviously, I think it's not worth $100 and how many $1 million to show you're loyal. Like, you're an idiot, just suck it up. But
and that's so different because he's not on Durant's
I'm just
level.
saying, like, I think my big thing before I get into like why he did it, my initial and just like how I personally feel is that it doesn't make sense if you're going to stay in OKC because why would you not stay in Indy then? OKC is no different than Indy except for they have a star, but Indy could have got a star this year. They had cap space; they could have got one this year if PG would have stayed. So like I don't understand the big reason. I think part of it's just short-sighted thinking. He was so decided on LA where he demanded the trade, where it's like, okay, now I'm here. Now I don't want to go to LA. Kind of sucks that I crushed the trade. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like, well,
it's weird.
But I mean, okay, to be fair, him and Russ have a really good relationship. I think that's awesome, and like that's good for Russ because Zach's been someone that's very big on Russ will not be the best player on a championship team. You don't think he can play with star players. PG is kind of destroying that narrative to a certain extent.
No, but they're not going to a championship, though.
I'm just saying, like, being a...
They're not going to get out of the second round.
This is one that it was Pete Zayas from Laker Film Room was talking about. This one's interesting. I just want to know what you guys think about this. It's the amount of... It's just, like, the pressure he faces. If you take it LeBron situation and Russell situation.
You mean...
So, just...
You mean George's? Paul George?
Yeah, no, Paul George in regards to picking between LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. It's basically what he's doing. One, if he was scared about LeBron coming, that kind of makes sense. He didn't think LeBron was coming. He decided, I don't want to risk it. Don't want to be out there by himself. I don't think that was the case. I think most of the league knew LeBron was going there. So I don't think that's a valid argument. So let's take LeBron's situation. They play together. They struggle. Who's the blame on?
LeBron?
No. If LeBron is playing and their team starts to struggle, it's Kevin Love's fault. It's this person's fault. It's always the second or third person's biggest. They get the most hate because, like, obviously LeBron has some haters.
Well, because
We're
LeBron,
always going to see LeBron.
because LeBron will like average a triple double.
I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying this is how it is.
Yeah.
The second player on LeBron's team usually gets the hate.
Yeah.
Look at Russell Westbrook's team. When Russell Westbrook's team struggles, who gets the hate? Russell Westbrook.
I totally understand what you're saying, but like, I'm not sure he thought that deep into it. I don't know.
I think you're discounting how big of a situation this was.
But that's like the only.
That's a valid argument.
Shout out to Pete
Zayas for that.
I don't. That's not.
I didn't think of that. I want to make that clear. I didn't think of that. That's very.
That should not change my decision.
Why not? If
just that should not change.
What did Kobe? I retweeted this because I love the quote.
So
if they
quote unquote hell bent about LA,
some
that
guys
should not
are
change
not.
your decision.
Some guys cannot handle that. Some guys cannot handle the LA, the New York, all of that media attention. They just can't. So this is his way. He ducks all of that. If they suck, we all know who it's on. Russell Westbrook. He's stat chasing. He's whatever. If he goes to LA, he's got the media on him more in general. And LeBron's gotten to this immortal place of, hey, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting. That makes sense to me. If he really thinks that it's a matter of he doesn't want to be the one that's getting hated on, I think that's valid. And I don't know, I thought that was very interesting. I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, I want to bring that up. What do you guys think? I know, obviously, Dan's talked about it a lot, but like...
I mean, that's pretty soft to me, but, I mean,
but
some guys are like Kevin Durant out there. I don't know. I mean...
Like, I just don't feel like that's crazy. I'm like, I can see that.
I can see
because of Kevin Durant. Like, I know you're trying to take a shot at Kevin Durant, but like to that situation where like he doesn't like the media, he doesn't like everyone hating on him. Some guys don't like hate. I mean, obviously, no, everyone does, but some guys can't take it. Some guys would prefer to just like have nothing, positive or nothing, not positive or negative. LeBron can deal with the hate.
Yeah,
Kobe can deal with the hate. All those guys can deal with the hate. What Kevin Durant can't.
He's learning to.
I mean, we don't know. We
young,
don't know if Paul George can though. Like,
28.
I mean, he had to deal with it all this year from Pacer fans, and I mean, a lot of the media.
But he didn't say anything about it. He didn't
He wasn't outward.
He didn't react in a Kevin Durant way.
He's
he didn't
29.
react in a Kobe way, we'll say, at the other end of the spectrum, where he just does not care at all.
Yeah, but I don't think because he didn't do it publicly doesn't mean he didn't think that.
Yeah. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. Okay, breaking news, Dylan's favorite team, the Clippers, signed an average power forward by the name of Mike Scott. Dylan, you have any thoughts on why it makes the Clippers more average?
Irrelevant.
He's not even average. He's just bad.
Okay. Hey, don't worry. You sent the whole team to Anthony Tolliver, though, and couldn't even secure him.
Is he on the T-Wolves?
Yeah, the Clippers sent, their entire front office, now obviously not, the scouting part, everyone out there to go try and lure Anthony Tolliver, and he didn't even pick them.
Guess
He
you
went
have
to
to
the
send
What's he
Griffin,
worth?
Chris Paul. You got to send all those guys.
What was his last
That's my
Lock
favorite picture I've seen on Twitter, is the 2016-2017 Clippers team, and it took all of them standing up next to Doc, and they're all in different jerseys. It's fantastic.
Yep.
They're all different. No one is back from that team. I mean, DeAndre is the longest tenured Clipper ever.
Ever.
What?
Ever.
Yes.
Franchise ever.
Yes. Remember how they haven't got out of the second round either? All right, me too.
Bruh.
Let's move on.
Why'd you pick the Clippers as your... I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Man.
It's not a choice, Dan. It's a lifestyle.
That's right.
Okay. Sad LA fans root for the Clippers. Let's move to Dylan's
Dang,
other...
Dylan, respond.
I don't know,
What has happened?
Bang,
just
bang.
because you...
LA has the best franchise in NBA history and the worst franchise in NBA history.
Oh my God.
That's facts.
No, that's still not the
Find
worst
me a worse franchise in NBA history.
Timberwolves? They haven't got out of
They
the
have
second
Kevin
round
Garnett
either.
and Karl-Anthony Towns. Both have had star guys for different decades to build around and have fan attention and media attention. The Clippers had it for 6
Clippers have missed
years.
on so much stuff, too. It's insane.
And the Clippers had it for
So the
5 to 6
Timberwolves.
years. The Timberwolves had Kevin Garnett and now Karl-Anthony Towns. 2 reasons to build and believe. That's fan base, and that's better than the Clippers. I would take the Timberwolves situation over the Clippers. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree? Yeah.
Now the Clippers
Next.
have Shea Bag, though.
I'm not even trying to bring hate on the Clippers. I was just joking, and then
Yeah,
She
you
wanted you to
never try to
respond.
hate on the Clippers at all.
hey, it's all in good fun. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's big brother, little brother when it comes to the Lakers and Clippers.
Oh my God.
Just like
Wow,
Michigan,
you're not
Michigan's
stopping,
big.
aren't you?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Lakers,
Jason's
Clippers-
not
the
stopping.
Clippers are the Lakers' little brother. That's a fact. That is a fact. Let's keep moving to Dylan's other favorite team, the Pacers. Signed Doug McDermott. Your initial thoughts were not too positive when we talked on the night. What are your thoughts a day and a half from it? 2 days.
I mean, for the bigger picture, why are the Pacers trying not to get, a star? If you got rid of Lance, I just can't get over this Lance thing. But, I do like McBuckets, though. I mean, he can shoot, and that's the one thing that the Pacers really needed. He can take over Bojan Bogdanovich's spot once he probably leaves next year. I mean, they pretty much do the same exact thing. Both white guys, threes that shoot the three.
Never have too many white guys that can shoot threes, okay?
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it.
I just
but
think he's...
it's just an average move, and then you got rid of Lance when you only signed Doug McDermott in free agency.
Yeah,
Okay, Doug McDermott is better than Lance Stevenson, dude.
Doug McDermott's
No,
not
he's
that
not.
good.
Because they're not. Lance is not exponentially better. They're both.
I
But
agree.
you could have
I agree.
both.
But Doug McDermott is not $2 or $3 million better than
Okay, I
Lance
agree.
Stevenson.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's worse or. I don't know. Lance is on my team, so you're welcome. But
Go Lance.
I'm worried, bro.
You're lucky.
No, I'm worried because we've got LeBron,
Yeah.
LeVar, Lance, JaVale McGee,
JaVale McGee's just on the court.
and out of control and just weird. He has a rat tail.
He's actually a really smart dude.
He's also
You know that?
so weird. But, I mean, I had a good buddy text me last night and was like, now all they need to do is sign LeVar and Trump, and they've just got the all-time social media 5. I was like, oh yeah, Swaggy P coming off the bench is 6.
I got
man.
on the
We're ready.
trade machine last night and tried to figure out a way to get JR on the Lakers.
That'd be
That'd be
sick.
fantastic.
LeBron would
You
not
guys
allow
know,
that.
y'all know.
LeBron-
No, LeBron loves JR. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Not after this
Yes, he
past
does.
year.
They're still
Oh
buddies.
my-
Oh, they're definitely still buddies.
LeBron loved JR?
Yeah. I mean, I said this on here that if it was anybody else but JR that did that, they would have been cut that night. You're lucky it was JR. JR
I
and LeBron
guess,
are
but,
tight.
I mean,
if that was Jordan Clarkson that did that, he might have
Oh,
punched a TV. Zach might have punched a TV, but also, LeBron would have cut him so fast. At least it was JR. But I'm a huge JR advocator. Next signing I know Dylan kind of want to talk about is Nerlens Noel to the Thunder. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw something that said that the Thunder will have to pay $10 million for Nerlens Noel, even though he's on the minimum, because of their tax situation.
Same way that like the Warriors' $5 million deal is $22 million because of the taxes.
But he doesn't get $10 million.
No, it's that cost the Thunder out of their pocket though. He gets whatever the minute is, like 1.5, or that's probably a little high, 1.2 or whatever.
Where's that money go?
To him, 1.2 goes to him.
No, where's the rest of the money go?
Does that count for the salary cap though?
To Adam.
Does that count? Does the $10 million?
No, it's 1.2 in salary cap.
Okay,
but it's the luxury tax. Dylan, we're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm on the same page.
I'm just making sure. I was like, I'm not like wrong.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, luxury tax is not part of the salary cap. It just adds to it. Like the Thunder will have the biggest tax bill in NBA history.
I think if they get rid of Melo, like they'll save $90 million or something.
Like trade him or stretch him?
Stretching him. That's
like 150, not stretching him. Jeez.
Yeah.
Like the difference for Deng is like $6.3 million, but that's like 100. That's like $20 million for Melo. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then last thing before we go, DeAndre Jordan signed with the Mavericks. So, like I said on the podcast Saturday night, Mavericks moving up in my favorite team rankings. Those IU guys and DeAndre and Luka.
Yep. Chris Paul signed back with the Rockets.
Yeah, didn't give him the 5 years though.
Smart. You guys know I was very adamant about that. One last final thing is just like, what do you think happens next? Big, obviously, like, don't predict me that Joe Young's going to sign with the Pistons. Like, I mean, like, big news. Like,
the next
what's
big thing
what's the next big move in free agency?
DeMarcus Cousins or Kawhi?
Pick one. What happens? Like, does Boogie sign with the Lakers? Does
Is
Kawhi get traded
right now?
Who?
Is Cousins a free agent right now?
The next thing that's going to happen between those
next
two
thing that's going to happen
is Cousins.
Signing where?
I don't know. Dude.
Make a prediction.
Not the Lakers.
Okay.
Why is he not getting as much attention?
Because he's got an Achilles injury, and if you look at the history of big guys with Achilles injury, it's not good. Like Lakers fans saw Kobe's with Achilles injuries. He was never the same player, and that's why, like for the Lakers, I was glad that we signed KCP, signed those other guys. So we didn't have to give him big money. He's not going to get big money in this, and especially in this market, and being a 30-year-old center with an Achilles injury. I don't think the vet minimum. Maybe it's a little more than the vet minimum. Maybe it's the MLE. But I don't think stuff like that is insane to talk about. It might not happen, but I don't think it's insane to think that he might do that to a championship team.
I think DeMarcus Cousins signs a 1-year, $10 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers.
We do not have $10 million, so that cannot happen. Unless we stretch Deng or get rid of Randall. Do you think we do that to make that happen?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Zach? Which one? Wait, which one? Deng or Randall? Our big men are crowded if we get back to Boogie.
I would say probably Randall.
Really? I'd be so mad.
It'd be so hard to get rid of
I would
Deng.
be on this podcast right now and flip a table if we get Boogie for Randall. I'd be so mad. What's up, Zach? Bold prediction?
I'll say that Cousins signs back with the Pelicans.
You think he goes back to the Pelicans?
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing to watch, though, is the Kawhi situation. Which team he goes to now.
I don't think it changes.
What kind of deal... What kind of deal happens?
I don't think it happens.
I mean, it has to. He's not going to play for the Spurs next year.
Where's he going to...
Who's going to give up anything for him? The Lakers offers have been declining as days have gone on.
I know.
They should.
Something has to happen, though.
Yeah.
He could go to a championship team.
Take Zubats in the second rounder. We'll do that.
You could go to some, like...
What championship team's going to trade for him?
He's
not a free agent. That's the problem.
I could see the Sixers.
The Rockets. Who are the Rockets giving up, Dan? Chris Paul?
A baller. But they don't need to give up a lot.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't, because it's
for cap.
Well, I realize that.
The Rockets are broken in cap.
I'm just trying to think, okay? I don't know.
I know.
I could still see a Sixers deal happening.
No, yes, I forgot
the Sixers
about
will be
that.
so
stupid. Centered around Sarge and
That's...
Covington. I don't think they'll ever get Fultz out of him, but...
No way Fultz gets traded. They get Fultz out of him. If Fultz is ever offered on the table, if the Spurs should be saying, deal, like spamming the button.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Kawhi's perfect for the Sixers.
Well, yeah, but it's not worth giving up Sarge and Covington for a 1-year rental, in my opinion. You're giving up that. They want two guys, which would be Sarge and Covington, and picks. I'm not giving up all that for a 1-year rental. What happens if Kawhi says, I'm not going to work with the Lakers?
What happens if it comes to a Paul George situation and they have the whole year to recruit him? I'm saying it might be worth this for the Sixers.
But I think it's a different situation with Paul George and him because Paul George, it felt like, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like Paul George was more open to, like, let's see what happens. I feel like Kawhi, because it's still coming out that he's pretty dead set on coming to the Lakers, and all it takes is for him to come out. All it takes for Kawhi Leonard to say, "I will not stay anywhere but the Lakers," and every trade offer is going to go down the drain.
Definitely.
And that's where they got to take that now. If I'm the Spurs, you can't wait for that because it's like I'm saying, it's one sentence.
You got to get something.
It is one sentence from every trade offer being terrible.
It's like the Pacers with Paul George. It's exactly like that situation.
I don't know. I think Kawhi is more likely to go to leave than Paul George was.
Okay, but look at what the Pacers got out of that. Like,
two bum veterans at the time. One young guy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they didn't get much out of it, so that's what's going to happen with Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean, I would do Spurs for Covington and Saric. That's it.
Yeah.
I would not. But the thing is, they want picks. As I'm saying, the Spurs are asking for so much. They want Ingram and Kuzma still. They're so stupid. Like, the Spurs are killing time.
Okay, wait, what
and they
picks
can't
do they
afford
want? What do the Sixers have?
They have... Oh, the Sixers have a bunch of
I
picks.
realize that, but, like, what?
They want, like, that 2021 Heat unprotected first rounder. They want, like... Other picks the Sixers have. I don't know what they have because I don't have their picks listed.
I'm thinking, like, if you get a Sixers first-round pick, that's, like, nothing. Because the Sixers are going to be good.
But they would. So, I mean, they won't want that. I mean, the Spurs aren't stupid. That's the problem. The Spurs aren't stupid, but they're almost being too stingy to the point where they are being stupid. Because the longer this goes on, the Spurs are losing leverage every single day. Yeah. All it takes is for Kawhi Leonard to say, I'm going to the Lakers next year. It's over. And that's why I think the Spurs got to act now. Take a deal. Take Brandon Ingram. He is the best offer being offered to you. Brandon Ingram is the best prospect.
So they're for
Jaylen
sure
Brown's
Brandon
not
Ingram.
being offered. Markelle Fultz is not being offered. Brandon Ingram is the best prospect.
He's legit being offered.
I mean, that was the guy who was centered around.
And what else?
I don't
What
know.
else
I'm
besides
not in
him,
there. Who cares?
No. What else are the Lakers?
I mean, I think it's him and like picks. Or
like
maybe
first round
Kyle
picks?
Kuzma.
Why are they taking that down?
They said Kyle Kuzma's untouchable.
Kuzma's untouchable. I think for the Lakers, Kuzma and Zoe are untouchable. For the Sixers,
You like Kuzma more than Ingram.
I'm not saying this is not.
This
Jason.
is the Lakers.
This is the Lakers.
What would you think?
Like? Yeah, what would you like?
I want Kuzma. If I'm going to pick on Kuzma, gone.
Yeah, that's
I think
Kuzma's gone, so you keep Ingram.
Yes, I love Ingram. I love Ingram.
So what would you give up for Kawhi? You would give up...
Me personally, at this point,
I know...
Kuzma in a first rounder, max.
Okay.
Max.
Okay.
More realistically, I'd give up... I wouldn't give up just Kuzma. Like, realistically. I mean, right now, I wouldn't trade for him. I wouldn't. I'm pretty set that he's coming. I don't want to trade for him. LeBron doesn't need him. We got LeBron. That's the thing is, LeBron is with us. We don't need to lure anybody to come. He's here. We don't need to, like, make this deal to get LeBron. LeBron's already here. LeBron signed without Kawhi coming.
Are you saying that LeBron's here now...
So we don't have any pressure.
For other free agents to sign? For Kawhi
to
sign?
trade. There's no pressure for the Lakers to trade anymore because we have LeBron. I feel like that's not like crazy. I feel like that's just like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have LeBron, so there's no pressure to trade for anybody. If if it was like 2 days ago, there's pressure because LeBron might only come if we get Kawhi. He's here. We don't need to get anybody to come. It's over.
Right.
Like next year, then we have to pitch everyone, but like no one cares. You know what I mean? Like we have LeBron. The pitch is pretty simple. We're the best player in the world in a great city.
Not to Paul George.
We didn't have the best player in the world at that time.
Yes, you did.
Who knows? Paul George is a bum. But, I mean, one of those guys is going to come back for the Lakers. Kawhi, Clay, KD, Jimmy Butler, whoever. Carmelo. Did someone put on Twitter they think it's going to be more and more likely the Thunder buy out Carmelo when he comes to the Lakers? Oh my God, I'll be so mad. If we get Carmelo.
Yo, I just saw this.
He'll come on a minimum, though, and probably come off the bench.
He'd be a vet man.
Yo, I saw this tweet. It's crazy how LeBron signing with the Lakers will officially push Kobe out of the 5 best players to ever put on a Lakers jersey.
Not to
LeBron,
Lakers fans.
Kareem, Wilt, Magic, Shaq.
Not to Lakers fans. It doesn't matter because not to Lakers fans.
But
LeBron will never touch
Kobe,
never touch Magic.
Unbiased, best person ever put on a Lakers jersey. Is that true? Yeah.
But I don't look at LeBron or Wilt as Lakers.
No, yeah.
So, like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I mean, heck, Shaq might not even be considered a Laker. I count him as a Laker because he was there and won championships.
What about Kareem?
Oh, for sure. I definitely count Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem.
For me, the Lakers, it's Magic, Kobe, Kareem, Shaq.
So you think Wilt as a Philly guy?
Wilt is a Philly guy and a Warriors guy. Like, he played on different teams. And LeBron played on Cleveland and Miami. He played on one other one, and they didn't win any championships.
LeBron's Cleveland guy.
Did they?
LeBron's
They
on
won
that.
I think they won one.
Did the Bucks win one?
I'm not
Possibly.
sure.
But either way, they
LeBron will always
good.
remember as a Cavalier.
The Wizards got Thomas Bryant. Breaking news. I'm now a Wizards fan. John Wall is my third favorite player, and Thomas Bryant, my IU school, represent. The that might be our last thoughts. Anyone else got anything? I mean,
Giannis says he would never go to LA. I think that'll come back to bite him.
I think Giannis is a bum. Have fun being on the cover.
As Kevin Durant said in 2009, everybody in the world is a Lakers fan.
Oh, yeah.
Man, just last week, y'all was Cleveland fans. Stick with one team. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
All right.
What a guy.
What else we got? Zach, any other thoughts?
No, I'm just happy.
No? Yeah.
All right.
Zach is a professed Bronsexual, by the way. Zach's a Bronsexual. I'm a Laker fan, so we finally can agree. Zach and I. Remember how we had so many years of disagreements?
Why are you in
Wait, a Bronsexual? What does
You
that
never
mean?
heard of a Bronsexual?
You are a Bronsexual.
You are a Bron.
What does that mean?
You love LeBron.
You love LeBron, and like wherever he goes, you love. Like you just are all in on LeBron. You've never heard the term Bronsexual?
No.
And you, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's weird. Since you're a Bronsexual, I'm a Lakers fan. All I was trying to say is that we can.
Are you a bigger Pacer fan or LeBron?
Like, if the Pacers played... So, like, the Pacers played against the Cavaliers in the playoffs this year, I was rooting for the Pacers.
Were you, though? Or did you say that? Personally,
I was rooting for the Pacers.
What about this next year?
If Pacers play against the Lakers in the championship...
Yeah.
Pacers.
I would root for the Pacers, but like I would hope he roots for the Pacers. The Pacers don't have a championship. Like the Lakers have 16. Pacers could use one.
Okay, no, but he's a LeBron.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I would hope everyone roots for the Pacers over the Lakers in that regards. We already did closing thoughts. I guess that's really going to sum it up. LeBron, L.A. Bron. Let's just keep building out there in L.A. Dylan, you got your boy Dougie McBuckets. Mike Scott on your two teams. Great guys to join a team. And Dan, you got DeAndre. And Zach, you're a Lakers fan now. So our lives have changed.
Fan, bro.
And a Lakers fan.
Our lives have
LeBron
changed
fan.
dramatically.
You're literally putting words into my mouth.
No, it's just funny. Dude, it's not bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You can be a Laker fan with me now. I was trying to be positive, saying we can agree.
You're
now.
saying you're not.
That's all I was trying to say.
I want them to win the championship because
So
LeBron's
we're
on
going
it.
to wrap it up there. I'm Jason Gandhi, Zach Munson, Dylan Stagge, Dan Magers. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back later this week to discuss more free agency, but breaking news. We're going to get into some football. That'll be fun. Dan is our college football guy for sure. He lives and breathes college football. Dylan loves the NFL. It'll all be fun. Stay tuned. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter at the Sports Sermon Sports with a Z, and we will see you later this week. LABron.